Raw, SmackDown, WWE, or AEWN. Tune in to The Joe Cronin Show. Live on YouTube for review and reaction. Joe Cronin and Jake break down all the action. All of it. The Joe Cronin Show. Your source for wrestling opinions, news, and insanity. A wrestling podcast with attitude. Mature audiences only. Join our community of over 70,000 people. Subscribe free on YouTube to The Joe Cronin Show.
From the depths of my soul, I put that on my soul. I hate liars and losers, you already know. I had beef with Joe Cronin, we let that shit go. But I ain't giving in from the depths of my soul. They can't fathom my pain, I got nothing to lose, boy, I feel just like that. They tell lie after lie and it's all for the fame. So I'm no longer playing, that's two to the brain. Deep out, cool down the block, talking about pimping and shit. I can't deal with no dudes always dipping from shit. You got stuck in the hood, I know life is a bitch, but you made bad decisions, so deal with the shit. Fake it, he fake, was he ever my bro? Then I snagged me a white bitch like Iceman Defoe. Seen bitches get nasty, kept that on the low. That's why half of them love me, my ex won't let go. I spend my money, I purchased that beat. You spent your money on dumb shit and freaks. I'ma stand tall, bet I land on my feet. Sick of this drama, this life shit so deep. I put that on my soul. I hate liars and losers, you already know. I had beef with Joe Cronin, we let that shit go. But I hate giving in from the depths of my soul. I put that on my soul. I hate liars and losers, you already know. I had beef with Joe Cronin, we let that shit go. But I hate giving in from the depths of my soul. God, nigga, I will defend what's mine. I gotta reiterate that. I put that on my soul. I hate liars and losers, you already know. I had beef with Joe Cronin, we let that shit go. But I hate giving in from the depths of my soul. I put that on my soul. I hate liars and losers, you already know. I had beef with Joe Cronin, we let that shit go. But I hate giving in from the depths of my soul.
Wednesday night. What's up, everybody in the chat? I can't start the show without shouting out Real Talk, Metaphor Messiah. It's a real hard thing, man, to hear this about him. I don't even believe it, so it's hard to, it's like Larry Funk. It's crazy, man. Me and Real Talk talked. Real Talk was one of the first people that ever called the shows, going way back to 2013, so I did just want to tell everybody that knows about it that this guy, you know, he found us during, I believe, like, I don't remember if it was WrestleMania, SummerSlam, it was one of those, and he had called off and on for a long time, man. He loved watching all the shows that we did early on. You know, he went on to my former co-hosts, Tommy, his show was really tight with him, tight with a lot of other people from the original shows in 2013, 14, 15. Super talented. Me and him, we had, as the song said there, he was so excited to show that to me when he showed that to me, man. We would get in a little fights here or there, but we always come back and start talking again, and we always get along, and in the end, And so it's just hard to hear this today. It's different than when a wrestler or something else happens, because this is a guy that, every once in a while we talk in DMs, or he would send me something or send me a message, and we would usually talk wrestling, or he would certainly let me know when he was releasing new music. He was so excited about November 5th and this new stuff he was about to put out. So I just want to say, man, rest in peace to Real Talk, the Metaphor Messiah, bro. He was just such a talented rapper, man. He's like, he had so much shit that he could do, man. He should have been bigger. He could have been bigger, and now he's bigger than everybody where he is. But this is a shocking thing to hear. And if I can't talk about it anymore, or you won't have a show tonight, you'll just have me in a puddle. So that's all I'll say is rest in peace to Real Talk, and maybe we'll come back to it again in a few minutes. But in order to get this show going, we'll get going here with AEW. But I really love this guy. Was great. I had great conversations with him, and I just loved that he always came back to me and talked to me, and he was super honest about everything when we would talk, man. And he backed me up with a lot of things, and he touched a lot of people, dude. He was friends with a lot of people, and he had great music. So we'll talk more about him throughout the week, I'm sure. But going into AEW tonight, wish I was there. There was a lot of people that were there tonight that I knew that were hitting me up, constantly messaging me like, hey, you going to be here? Where are you? There were some people that don't even, haven't been watching wrestling. There's a lot of people like, hey, I haven't watched wrestling in a while, Joe, but I'm here at the arena, and, where are you? I haven't watched wrestling, haven't watched AEW, but when I heard they were coming, I was going to go see AEW and give it a try or watch it again or whatever, and where are you? And, they didn't know that I wasn't going to be there because they haven't watched me or any wrestling in a while. So there's a lot of people there that, weren't, that weren't aware of what even was going on with some of the stories in AEW, which is something that we've mentioned before and things like that. And so it was nice to get all that feedback and all you guys messaging me, and the Joe Cronin sign, man. Shout out to Dan Kennedy. Dan Kennedy met Bryan Danielson. He met Matt Hardy and just everybody, which is funny because the last time we met up in Boston at AEW at the second ever AEW Dynamite, he met like Jericho and everybody at the same time there too. But yeah, what up Monday Nitro? Yeah, Real Talk was from Chicago, man. He was early on 2013-14 JCS. He did a lot of stuff with a lot of people. But super cool, super crazy to hear about this. But speaking of somebody who is returning though, someone making his descent via Batman flag behind him, man, and it is, without a doubt. What's up to Rastafa? No, I'm just kidding. It's Jake DeMarco. How you doing, Jake? What's up, brother?
Rastafa? What's going on, baby?
I know. I wanted to fake everybody out it was Rastafa.
I'm heartbroken. I mean, the Metaphor Messiah passing away. I thought it was a joke, someone, because it just doesn't seem real. And rest in peace to him, certainly, and his family. Thoughts go out. I'm shocked.
It's not even
absolutely shocked.
Bizarrely not
feel
real. It doesn't.
Yeah.
It really even Larry, you sort of kind of buy it because of his
Larry
medical.
Funk was always so sick and needing a transplant. So somewhere there was always a chance in the back of my mind. But
right.
Real Talk, I didn't even get to hit him back yet. He tweeted me 2 weeks ago checking in, and then was telling me oh, I got new music coming.
Mm-hmm.
And then one of the last tweets he had sent out was oh, I've got a great girl and I've got new music and life is just great.
Yeah.
It seems like every time somebody says that, they pass away.
Well, I mean,
it happened to New Jack. It happened now to Real Talk. Over and over. Every time someone's everything's awesome.
Well, there's been a lot of people who are on cocaine that happened. You know, like Chris Farley, he was like, man, life is, and then he just, because of the drug, it was like, it was great. And then all of a sudden, I don't know. But this was not that related. This was something else, I believe. I don't know, though, to be honest, what happened.
They said the only thing I heard is that he passed away in his home. That's all we know at this point. So
yeah.
So much speculation, no confirmation other than he did definitely pass away. But
yeah. So we'll see what happens, but we're just sort of shocked right now. But I just want to acknowledge it because
a fun show tonight for AEW at least. I mean, Dynamite was good. I'm fine with them having a Halloween story. I just wish they left Kenny out of it because of him being the champion, and Hangman has a great long-term story that has gravitas to it and reality-based, heartfelt emotions, and he became a drunk because he lost his friends in the Elite when he got thrown out, and then he ends up getting back with Kenny, and then they break up after losing the tag titles. Kenny blames him. He couldn't beat Kenny in the tournament. He really turns to alcohol. He somehow ends up befriending the Dark Order. Then they turn on each other. He no longer has their support. Now they fix their things, and he's the number one contender. Like, it's this really well told, well thought out story that people have an interest in still, unlike the Cody things. So having tonight be so silly when, I'm not 100% against it. It's an odd choice. I'll say that much.
Right.
I don't hate it. I still liked it, but I would have possibly left Kenny in the world title out of that whole Ghostbusters scenario. I don't know. Maybe you don't want to bring down the world title to all the silliness stuff. I gotta be honest, like, the whole night felt good and was in rhythm. That main event was just retarded almost. Like, I mean, that was really a bit
weird.
ridiculous. And then of course the ref gets taken out, and you knew Hangman was obviously the Stay Puft. I don't think anybody was surprised by that. It was clearly telegraphed, and what it was fun. They executed it well with what they did. It was just, all right, the Dark Order wins, and Adam Cole loses yet again, even though it's part of a quad match at this point. Still, he's debuted only recently, and he's lost a bunch. CM Punk feels kind of normalized at this point, and it is funny because Cornette must be having a
Cornette's head exploded at that main event.
Yeah, at the main, because he always calls them cosplay, wrestlers, and people pretending to be wrestlers dressing it. Well, now they were cosplay people tonight, all in costume, Halloween or not. He was gonna have a friggin' stroke. So, my goodness. But the women's match, I think, was one of the best tonight. Shida and Deeb, my God. I mean, Mandy Rose won the title last night, and that doesn't even compare to what we got on Dynamite from the women tonight. So I'm glad they got a chance to shine. That was excellent. I mean, there was quite a lot of good wrestling. One thing I didn't care for as much was the Cody stuff, because I wish he didn't beat Malachi Black. If they're not going to turn him heel and they're going to keep him on the face reign, then I wish he didn't beat Black.
Yeah, this is hard to. So he kind of started cutting the promo that I don't know if you saw the review last week, but I sort of was like begging. Yeah, so I begged for this exact sort of promo almost, but he kind of 180'd at the end. Yeah, he bailed out at the end, almost like to say like, oh, no. So here's the thing. He wears, so we could really dissect this. He wears black to make you think, oh, okay, he's wearing black. He's turning heel. He's doing the thing that Joe wanted, the Hollywood NWO look, and he don't care. But then
throws out his shoes, goes ahead and say, I want you to walk in those. So now he's, actually barefoot. He's going through. So, all right, we go through the motions like you said. Yeah, he comes out and he's expelling to the crowd all the reasons why he won't turn heel. So you're thinking, all right, so he's going to say, these are all the reasons why I won't, but here's why I'm going to. But we didn't get that. Instead, we get the same old interruptions from Cody. You know, every time somebody comes out, interrupts him, it turns into a brawl. Then he'll disappear for a while. He comes back and usually gets his victory back after he loses once, and that's rinse and repeat what happens. So he makes fun of Cody, and when we have, El Idolo out there, and Andrade's, your tattoo's silly. Oh, okay, burning him. All right, says a bunch of insults, and then the lights go out. There's Black with him, and I'm not sure I'm crazy about Black, one, losing to Cody, and then two, partnering with anybody. He should really just be like this presence of evil and kind of like his own
I agree. It takes away from Black, number one. Number two, first of all, Cody had that was a fire promo. That was a great promo.
He did a great job.
Promo.
No
but
doubt.
He's using, so there's two things going on here, Jake. They're either milking this thing, like like I was mentioning, like milk it even longer, make the people really hate you. But this promo almost felt designed to sort of win people back. And not only that, now you're tagging with a guy that people will not boo. So now you're using Pac so that the people, you can't boo me, I'm with Pac.
Yeah, exactly. And it's got that air of desperation to it, because you saw even if you just saw the clips and previews of Rhodes to the top, the reality show,
right.
He does not appreciate being booed. He does not want to be anything but the apple of your eye. He wants to be the hero like his father was. And he even said that in the promo tonight. I could never live up to the legacy my father left, but I'm going to try, and I want to, it was...
He needs to stop talking about that shit, then. That's the problem.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. Don't compare yourself to anyone. Be your own man. Stop saying that your brother is better.
Yeah, stop talking about legacy, family, my heritage, my baby, my mixed race baby. Stop all of that. What's the problem? Stop doing it. Nobody can relate to that.
You're frustrating people. No, exactly. No one finds this relatable.
He doesn't
or
understand.
Enjoyable.
That's why
you're
Dusty,
already a silver spoon baby. We watched you grow up with you don't have the rags to riches story.
That's why Dusty was relatable. I'm the son of a plumber. I'm Dusty. But what's Cody? He's just I have a legacy. Nobody knows.
I grew up in wrestling, and I got it all. I got the best training. I got the best opportunities. I got to debut at 20. No knee pads, no muscles, because I was Dusty's son. That was left out, but we all know that. And he didn't deserve to debut at that point. He was not ready.
But he also had his moment.
Years.
He also did have his moment. What I don't know if Cody understands, but Cody had a face run of 4 to 5 years after he left WWE. Maybe 4 years? Maybe, I don't know. But
about that,
Cody had a face run that most people will never ever see. The guy was cheered on the indies. He could go to Chaotic Wrestling here in Massachusetts in front of, I don't know how many it was, 800 people. In front of 800 people. He wrestled Kurt Angle in matches, sold out shows of 500 to 3,000 people who came
all over the world,
unglued all over the world, New Japan, the Bullet Club stuff, and going to Ring of Honor and this and the
did
Elite.
A lot in the UK as well when they were doing their what was the WCPW thing they had. He got big into that, and he wrestled everywhere, and he was adorned and adored by the audience. Just truly, embraced as the indie darling and hero like you'd not seen before. It was incredible. He was beyond over, and I am stunned that he wasn't able to maintain that a bit. I don't know if it was all the booking in AEW or the fact of he mentioned it tonight, but people know that he is booking things, and he is a EVP, and he has status in the back, and he can. That
you know
makes
what, Jake?
A difference.
This is a huge thing, because we never would have uncovered this had he not been started to be booed just genuinely, right? We never would have uncovered that. Remember when he said, like, if I'll never wrestle for the world title, and we obviously said, well, because he knows, like, if he does that, it just seems like he's cheating and people won't like that. Well, that explains it right from the beginning. He eliminated how could people start not liking me? Oh, you know what would make them like me more if I say this? Like, to me, what I love about this is this sets up an unbelievably perfect heel turn. Because when he turns heel, that is when he can win the world title. Because he can say, you know what? F you people. I'm going to do what I want. If
him laying out the seeds for this, Joe, you're spot on with that. That would be incredible. But I don't see it as genuine for a plan for him to turn heel. Or in the sense of, like, I see it as him being genuine in the fact that he wants to be the hero.
Right.
And that's my worry here, because him laying the foundation of a heel turn tonight is perfectly done. But I don't want to give him the benefit of the doubt, because I don't feel like that's what's going to happen here. I feel like he needs to be embraced by the fans. He needs that love and adulation. Unfortunately,
I'm worried that's really true, because this sets up a perfect heel turn, but it also sets up again, you could see it either way. You could see him using Pac and actually trying to get back with the people to be face, or you could see it as, oh, this is kind of some subterfuge until we get to the real heel turn, and he's going to do the Bret Hart skating thing for 4 months or so until him and Tony Khan are in the ring, and he can shove Tony Khan over or shove Arn Anderson over or whatever it is and go
It would
solo.
be great if he really turned on Arn now. Glock Anderson needs to go ahead and be taken down a peg, and Cody goes ahead, finally snaps when the fans are all booing him.
Yeah,
I think they want everyone to boo him. I think they want it. If he was to turn heel, I think they really want to lay it on so thick, like, why don't you love me kind of thing.
Yeah.
What did I not do right? What did I not give you? I gave you my life for this business kind of idea. I could be wrong, but that's the way it almost seems like they want to play this out.
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know the answer. I don't know which one it is, but either way, it's interesting. But I will say,
very interesting.
If they never turn him, though, if he never turns and he just continues this, man, that is strange to me. That is what a missed
opportunity. They never turned John Cena because WWE, Vince McMahon said it outright, and so did Cena in interviews. They were worried that he would never reach the merchandise sales as a heel as he was as a face. And out of desperation, they turned Roman Reigns heel. Roman is the top merchandise seller right now, even as a heel. He's far and wide above the number 2 spot, even most times, which for a while was RK Bro and Randy Orton. He was still hundreds of thousands of merch items ahead of them. So to say that a heel can't be on the top, it is absolutely possible. They can do it. And I'm just not believing that Cody will turn heel, though, sadly.
Yeah, I almost wonder if he won't either. I'm kind of like, I'm 60-40 on that he is going to stay face, 60-40, but I want him, like you just said, this is a layup. Like, and however you do it.
Absolutely. What a missed opportunity it would have been if they didn't turn Roman. I mean, we said that. Look at so many times we've had people, and they don't always have to be, turn them heel, but there's certain people where the opportunity comes knocking, and we know it'll work. Cody as a heel in WWE was one of my favorite iterations of him. Right. I didn't like Stardust, but when he was dashing Cody Rhodes, it was boring. But when he got his face smashed up and then he started bringing out paper bags for the audience to wear, and he went through this whole disfigurement phase and thought he was grotesque, and he had great stories. It was compelling. It was interesting. And he was, beautiful still. There was nothing wrong with him, but it was all mental. And he played it off so believable. It was great. And he had a lot of great matches at the same time. Sadly, he didn't get a lot of support for it from the, behind the scenes. But it could have been even better than what it was, I think. He just needed better opponents.
And listen, he could just be doing the smart thing, which is, no, I'm going to go heel, but not until these people are fucking furious. Like, they have to be like ready to rip, like throw stuff in the ring. Like, he wants to get to that level before he fully goes. And if that's the case, then that's great too. If he's just a slow burn in his mind of a month to 3 months, that's I will wait, because if it gets that good by that time, he might be right. So he may not turn for 3 months or 4 months. I don't know, but
they can build this and save it.
You know what they're going to do?
I hope that's their plan.
You know what he'll do, Jake? If fucking Wyatt's coming, he'll take on Wyatt next.
Yeah, well,
another guy's coming.
That's the way to do it.
Or Wyndham or whatever.
Yeah, we'll see what Mr. Rotunda has to say. He's tweeting out 2 days. I know I saw D. Welsh bring that up, and
is he going to show up? He's going to show up with EC3 too, and the Narrative 3.
He might be the third. Yeah, I'm not sold that he'll debut on Rampage. He could. I mean, with the tweet saying 2 days, maybe. But his non-compete was supposed to end tonight, I thought.
No, the 31st, right?
No, it was supposed to be the Halloween episode, but on the 27th.
Right.
So this was supposed to be the week of the Halloween episode.
Oh.
So he was supposed to debut, originally we had heard, on the Halloween episode, so the week of the 31st.
Oh, so I thought that he wouldn't debut because there's no Halloween episode on Sunday.
Yeah, Friday they're doing their trick or treat thing, but I thought I know they have I thought they had spoilers, maybe. Oh no, it's being taped tonight after Dynamite.
I would save him for Full Gear at this point.
So they're not going to have him debut because it's taped.
Right. You can't do that.
The
Absolutely
Halloween episode
no.
is taped, so
Yeah.
Friday is not live. And
No.
sorry, I'm distracted. I just saw Mandy Rose said the body of a champion, putting that out
Oh,
on
I
the
saw
phone.
her fucking naked photo. Oh.
Motherfucker, here we go. Everyone knows I'm out the window. Yep. Yo, motherfucker, no romance, cause there ain't no chance in my happy pants. Could you perchance come and take this dance and leave me here? I'm a bad motherfucker, ain't got no fear. What the time? What's the time, motherfucker? Time, motherfucker.
Yo,
Put it in a happy rhyme, motherfucker. It's clock. Bang, bang, tick tock. Fucking in the suck. Oil shock. 2 on consignment, 1 in stock. What's the time, motherfucker? I said clock.
Come on.
I said clock.
Fish Punk ended weird. Since when was Pac babyface? Cody wants to be Cena forever. Danielson promo strange. Smiles till Kingston leaves. Elite as Ghostbusters Fantastic 5/10 night.
Alex
F
Oli,
throw
man.
it's over.
You are fire, brother. Let me give you my rundown real quick, Alex Oli. You just triggered me into this. Okay, real quickly, because it touches on everything you just brought up. Alex Oli, thank you for the donation, man. The $10 coming in from Alex Oli.
Hell yeah.
If you guys want to donate, the link is in the chat up top, pinned, and Nightbot, all that shit. You know the deal. It's
his no compete ends Friday, so the 29th is the official. So I guess that's what he was referring to. 2 days, he can tell his side of the story. He can all the journalists, SRS.
He's going to make a video breaking out of the jail. He's going to come out.
Pretty much, yeah. Big teeth. Everybody's going, ham-fisted crazy, being like, Bray, talk to me, please. I need to know.
You know how he gets out? Bray Wyatt gets out by they show the jail. And then Bray Wyatt comes out of the ground like he dug a tunnel through hell. Real quick, let me give you these. Alex Oli,
there you go.
I gave Punk and Bobby Fish a 7.5 out of 10. I gave that match a 7.5 out of 10. I gave MJF's promo a 7.8 out of 10. I went real specific. I gave Eddie Kingston an 8 out of 10 promo score. That was really good. Bryan Danielson, however, with a 5 out of 10, and that's what we're going to talk about in a second. But Darby was junk too. Sheeta and Deeb, I gave an 8. I thought that was the best match of the night. The women's match was fucking finally. They were good. Finally.
I said that earlier.
Which one? Which one's first? The women, or do you want to talk about Eddie Kingston's promo?
Let's go with Eddie Kingston's promo, because him bringing up the mental health angle, which is true, and having to take, I like he brought up SSRIs, normalized depression, and made it relatable yet again. Eddie knocked it out of the park like he always does, and made you believe in him, feel for him, and yet believe he has a chance against Bryan.
And then Bryan screamed a bunch that it sucked.
Bryan was like, I've been through this too. But that was the thing. I never saw or felt the struggle from Daniel Bryan. Like, yes, you weren't pushed, but you weren't in a point of like struggling. You were still making a shit ton of money. You had been the world champion at one point, and you had been, you lost at Mania.
The point is, why didn't he go into that? Why? So Daniel Bryan.
It was weird. It didn't fit his character or who he is.
It was like he was out trying to out-scream like Eddie, and it was also weird because Eddie left, and now he's yelling at a camera. That was weird too. So
I'm crazy too.
Yeah,
you don't think you're crazy alone? You're depressed. So am I.
You know what it reminded me of?
It didn't make sense though for him trying to be that way.
It reminded me of an acoustic coffee shop band that played right after my death metal band played a show, and they actually started their set with like doing crazy things, like the drummer was like, and then the fucking guitarist jumped and he went, and he like screamed and he was playing something, and then he like kind of came down the scale on the guitar like, no, everybody knows now, and like they did
these huge fills and friggin'
they did it all just which was okay. It was a smart idea because we had just been insane, right? Double bass, going crazy, screaming, and here comes this coffee shop band. So they sort of wanted to make some noise and then transition into their thing, which was fine. But instead, what Daniel Bryan did was he transitioned into his thing and then made some noise, and it didn't make any sense. It went the opposite way. So Bryan, what he should have said is he should have said, hey, listen, I appreciate Eddie. I absolutely respect everything he's done. He's the toughest guy in this company. He's one of the toughest, scariest guys. If I met him outside and he got the jump on me, I'd be in trouble. But the fact of the matter is, I've been through some hell that he has no idea about. But what I went through with my neck. I was unable to wrestle for so long. The mental demons and the stuff that I had to go through
touch on the mental aspect like he just did.
And
instead, he made it about
wrap it up with so Eddie, after our match tonight, I'm afraid you're gonna have a whole new set of pills you're gonna have to take to get over this potential. That's a sort of thing. But why scream? Why go out of your element? So it's a bad promo.
Literally, Chris Sanchez in the chat said the same thing you had just said. He said Brian felt the depression when he got injured and had to retire. Bam, that's relatable. Yeah. But instead, he's bringing up these you don't know, and I'm wild and crazy kind of guy. I'm cuckoo, kind of. And it was like while he's screaming, it didn't fit well. It didn't seem right, and it wasn't Brian's character, at least not the character we're used to, especially the WWE version. I know he jumped back into Bryan Danielson, but he didn't reintroduce himself, so no one knows who he is, and that's a problem. AEW hasn't given him a chance to show who he is. So we only know him as the yes guy. We don't know him as the American Dragon, the master of a billion holds and Mr. All American Wrestling here. That's not what a lot of people see him.
What would have been better, Jake?
What's that?
After Eddie scolded and cut that great promo on Brian, Brian should have said, "Oh yeah, that's gonna happen tonight, huh? Don't turn your back on me." What'd you say? Did you just tell me not to turn my back on you? Is that what you just said? Yeah, that's what I said. Really? And then Bryan Danielson slaps Eddie Kingston. And they can either get in a little brawl in the back, or Eddie can say, "You just made a big mistake because I'm going to kill you in that ring." That sort of thing. But instead,
because Eddie went ahead and he said right away, he's like, "I have to take Zoloft every morning so I don't flip out and hurt people." So I was originally like, oh, they're going to use that. I thought Brian was going to jump into the thing like, you shouldn't take your meds that morning because I want the real you. I want the dangerous side to come out.
Give me the dangerous
I
guy.
thought, but instead we got this lame trying to be a badass, but I'm a dad and a vegan. I don't view him like that. I don't see Daniel Bryan as this.
Yeah, he would have been more. He actually became unlikable in that promo. I went, I want Eddie to win. So that if that's the goal, I want Eddie to win. Now,
I wish Eddie would win. Maybe they'll have some sort of interference because I would like to see it come down to Eddie and Moxley in the finals.
He's the opposite of Popeye. Jake, he's the opposite of Popeye. He takes nothing and he gets this craziness.
That's it. Yeah,
he doesn't need
I
spinach.
thought he was going to hype out on some tofu, but no, we don't even get that.
Guess what, Daniel? I didn't take my meds today, motherfucker. And he just spikes the microphone like, ah. And Daniel's like, Eddie, I got bad news, man, because, see, I'm going to beat you. I don't need meds to stay sane. I can take no meds and beat you, that sort of thing. And if only he just sort of lived up to his character, I think it would have been better. There was no reason to yell into the camera.
Yeah.
There was
it was, because who was interviewing them as well?
I don't remember now.
I forget who was there, because there was somebody standing between them. So he wasn't even talking to them. He was talking to the camera, and I'm like, you're being interviewed. It just didn't. Well, none of it felt right because Eddie was talking to Brian. That's your opponent coming up. That made sense. Eddie walks away. He shouldn't have left, or they should have ended it with him walking away.
This was early on. Brian retort. I'm trying to find it. This was early on, right? Like this.
This is right before the women's match. So
okay,
right before the FTR promo.
Oh, here it is.
The Lucha Brothers promo.
I found it. Okay, it was Tony Schiavone.
Okay, yeah. So he doesn't even continue talking to Tony. Just talks to the camera.
And the best is Eddie Kingston is staring. I mean, they're fucking acting like there's no camera, and that's the best thing. Daniel Bryan or Bryan Danielson didn't when he, turned and cut the promo into the camera.
Yeah, eventually, but up until then, it was great. See, Decap said Schiavone too. Yeah, thank you.
How does it feel? I don't know. I guess it's hard, but I mean, again, Eddie did a great job. This was fire. Where does he say here?
I'm done talking, and I'm done listening. Excuse my back.
And so right here, Daniel starts well, right? Here you go.
That's the Eddie Kingston I want to see. Okay. That's the Eddie Kingston that I want to go in the ring and fight with. That's the Eddie Kingston who's got something to believe in, who's got something to fight for. And I hate to tell you, Eddie, but I've been through it too. And I don't complain about it. There's so many people in this country, in this locker room, who've been through that same crap and walked through it every single day and still go out there and put in the work. I am not saying that you're not a hard worker. Every time you step in the ring, he works his ass off. Eddie Kingston works his ass off, and I'm going to give him this. I'm going to give him this too. Him.
Like, it's irritating that he puts him over so much after Eddie just cut a great promo. It's kind of weird.
Jon Moxley are the two toughest professional wrestlers I have ever met in my entire life.
But there's two forms of toughness. Physical toughness, which they have and maybe are superior to me. But then there's mental toughness. And that's something I know without a doubt that I have. And Eddie Kingston himself just admitted to you that he doesn't have that part.
Yeah, you're going to have some mental toughness. You need to have some fortitude. And guess what? I've been through a lot too, but you don't hear me complaining like Eddie. Like, he could have, without being a heel, he could have still done so much with it. But
yeah,
I don't know. Again, we don't know a lot about Bryan at this point. Mm-hmm. We're only going off of Daniel Bryan, not Bryan Danielson.
It's still good. So, like, it's like his Daniel Bryan's promo there is like, I still think that the heel Daniel Bryan with the hemp belt is the best promo that Bryan ever had. But this promo was very like WWE, like sort of like almost. So it's a nice promo. It was solid after Eddie kind of, like I said, 5 out of 10 from Bryan. He can speak. He's not like terrible. It's just, I think it's just I don't know. I was feeling Eddie Kingston, and then Bryan Danielson just took destroyed the buzz with this. Yeah. For whatever reason. And sometimes things don't work, and it sounded like a good idea. And maybe they thought this was great. Maybe people think this is an awesome promo. I don't know, but in my head, I just didn't, I was at a 9 or an 8 with Eddie. And then when Bryan Danielson took over, I was like, okay, I hope Eddie wins.
Yeah, pretty much. And I was like, wow, now I want to see Eddie continue and go against Moxley. I think there's more of a story there with more interest.
Yeah. Well, and listen,
well, we're kind of in a point. I know we gotta tune into the donors as well, but we're at a point now where there's certain people who almost can't lose. Not many, but there's a few, and so the matches they're having are good. Punk's one of them, Bryan's another one. You're like, all right, unless they're in a tag or but one-on-one, they're pretty much not going to lose until it gets to be a certain point in time. So whoever they're facing, they're going to keep winning, and that's unfortunate in a way because it makes things predictable, which is not always terrible. Tonight, Punk's match was good, but it could be great if there was a story or like the Darby match was great for a reason, because there was interest, there was intrigue. You thought Darby might win. You didn't know what was going to happen. Would ring rust play a factor? There were what ifs. There was a lot of intrigue, but now the rest of it has just been about Punk kind of putting over the younger talent, and that story is okay. It's good for the live crowd to see him, no doubt, in his pants, but for me, I would prefer him not being marched out every TV show at this point. I'm okay with him being there if they were going to have him in a storyline interacting with people, which he should be doing at this point.
Don't you think he should be in that? Like you just said, he should be in these, like, Jericho, Jeff Hardy type of stories. Didn't you see him in that?
Not... Exactly. He doesn't need to be going for the title yet. He doesn't need... And he was right. Why should I go for the title right away? I haven't wrestled in 7 years. What claim do I have besides what I had before? I don't have any, rankings. I don't have... All right, so you need to build up wins. Fine. But it could be accomplished by telling a story along the way. We had this kind of interesting thing where he saves Darby, and then we get, all right, this is... And then, all right, the other day he saves Green from Fish. Okay. Why? It's the right thing to do. Okay. But there's been other times where he's been on commentary and not helped, even though he's been one to say, hey, this is wrong, or someone should do something. So the motivations are kind of all over the place, and the Love Fest Punk is kind of getting a bit old for me. Still a really good match. I like Bobby Fish. I like, his kick out right at 3 because the GTS landed, but they didn't pull the Triple H and Booker T scenario where the pedigree lasted, 25 seconds and then the pinfall happened. No, he let him kick out exactly as 3 happened.
Can you walk me back to that? Because I don't, maybe I missed it, did he not hit the GTS perfectly or something?
He hit it, but Fish was targeting the knee throughout the entire match. So even though he was able to hit his finisher, it killed him in the same time.
I almost got the impression that Fish was supposed to kick out and he missed, and the referee counted a 3. But it was CM Punk's finisher, so I didn't think that was the case. But CM Punk even kind of looked like we fucked that up, guys. Like, oh well.
I think that was the intended finish because I thought it protected Fish in a way, like he was able to kick out just at 3, but the reason that he was able to essentially kick out of the GTS is because it was a few seconds later. It took Punk time to crawl over, so It wouldn't have been as clean of a win had he just immediately pinned him. But because Punk was damaged goods at that point, his knee was killing him, he had to crawl over. He couldn't just get to the pinfall.
I'm not sure. Like, all right, so he gets it. I'm watching it now. He gets it with the GTS, like you said. Okay, now, he's injured. Punk's crawling. All right, that's the part I missed. That crawling extra time. 1, 2, 3. Oh, man.
And he gets it up right as the 3 comes down. So I think it was the intended finish to kind of protect him.
That's even better than I thought then, because I missed so he hits the GTS, right? And I must have looked down at my phone or something, and I missed the crawling and the delay of the cover. That's fucking awesome.
That's why I really like the ending, because that's what saved it, or I should say gave it more of a higher rating for me, because that's how you protect somebody while beating them. That's how you still put somebody over. They allowed the time delay to happen, so he's still able to kick out. It's feasible that he kicked out of the GTS, essentially, even though he got pinned at 3.
Right.
You still saw the shoulder come up, so they can do a rematch at some point down the line. There's intrigue there. You can have him even cost Punk his first loss. Think about that. Have him interfere, Punk loses, and now you set up a rematch at the pay-per-view. Oh, there you go. That's the kind of thing. But I don't know if we'll get anything anytime soon. We'll see.
Right.
But I love that ending because at least it did its job in building their newer talent with a veteran talent, even though they're both veterans, but still, it put them both over in a sense.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a really good match. In fact, I had trouble scoring it. I kind of gave it a 7.5, and I didn't know if I want to give it an 8, but I gave it a little bit lower. But that's a really, that's a solid score for those guys. Great opening to the show tonight. But I do think, I don't know why, but finally the women, Shida and Deeb, I think stole the night as far as wrestling goes.
Yeah, and their story was set up perfectly because everyone, again, thought it was going to be predictable. The 50th win for Shida, so she's just going to win tonight. So when Deeb beat her clean, it was shocking. She injured her leg. Oh, she kept attacking her, and then she puts on the submission and she taps. Oh my God, how did that happen? Like that was unnecessary. No, it was unpredictable. Wow. Oh my God. Like, all right, it's just not something that happens often where you see the face lose some type of major stipulation. So tonight she got her 50th win. It almost didn't happen, and she almost had to cheat to get it at one point. So the story they told here was excellent. I thought that both of them looked stellar. This is some of the best work the women's division has had.
Yeah, this is in the if obviously we think what's the best women's match ever? Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa.
Thunder Rosa, yeah, probably.
This is top 5 though. Out of all the women's matches ever in AEW, this is I think in the top 5 or 10 or whatever you want to call it. So that's there hasn't been many. And Shida is so strange. Sometimes saying this in the chat while watching it. Sometimes Shida doesn't commit enough in a match, and she comes off soft and weird. But 1 out of 4 times, she has really good matches, and Serena Deeb almost always has a good match. So they reminded me tonight. I mean, still not on this level, right? Because in my opinion, Bret Hart and Roddy Piper are like 9.5 out of 10s. I think these women tonight were like 7s or so, or maybe on an 8 level, maybe, but they did remind me of like a little bit of Piper Hart, but with some nasty in there. Like I felt this tonight. Like, so the women did a great job.
Exactly. I mean, the women's division hasn't looked this stellar since Brandy Rhodes took on Allie back in 2019. I mean, my God. Can't even say it with a straight face, but yeah, no, they looked great here. Again, Shida's knee is being the main target, the main focus of Deeb's attacks, and that continues to be what almost was her downfall again. So therefore, she couldn't get her finisher over Deeb, and she was instead getting a leverage pin to get the victory. So it has that Any Given Sunday feel where she could have beaten her, but it was just a hair, just a second.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow, it shouldn't have happened, but here she got the victory.
It had shades of a Bret Hart type of match, and it was interesting.
Yes, especially with the leverage pin at the end.
And that's the funny thing is Serena Deeb wore pink and black in the match. She did the sharpshooter on the post.
Yep.
She did a wrestling type of roll up sort of surprise finisher. That's how she got pinned, but it just did it. It really had it felt like Bret Hart versus Owen or Bret Hart versus Piper. Now again, it wasn't as good as those matches, but the feelings and the vibes and things like that were there. So I don't know what inspired this, but I just kept thinking about Bret Hart, and it wasn't just the pink. She could have been wearing fucking green or banana yellow, and I still would have thought, oh, this is very Bret Hart.
Yeah, because the inverted figure four looked great, and then you thought that Shida's going to tap, and then she gets to the ropes, and you see she's like, Shida steals the trophy away after she grabs it, and then she goes to use it, and she's like, yeah, come on, hit me. She wants her to get disqualified. She doesn't, and then they start going and pinning each other. You get reversal, and then finally the flip over leverage, and you get the 3 count, and you're like, holy cow! Like I didn't expect that to be the ending either. So
No.
Deeb does this horrific attack afterwards. Everyone runs out, including the one and only Jerry Lynn. So the star himself comes out to break up the assault and the attack. And I like when there's that kind of chaos, the referees respond, the trainers come out. It feels more realistic.
Jerry I'm assuming Jerry worked on the match with probably Serena Deeb, but whatever they did, man, it was noticeable and it was done well. And
this is the upper echelon of women's wrestling.
We shit on women's wrestling in AEW quite a bit, so it's really important. And I saw some people shitting on this, and I think what's happening is some people shit on the women's match no matter what now, just because a lot of times it's been so bad that even when they see this, they just basically say bad stuff about it in the chat, and then they're not even maybe watching it or whatever, or maybe they don't like it. But this tonight, you got to be honest, this was at least you couldn't give this below a 6, and I give it an 8. So, and maybe that's because, I don't know, man. I'm going to watch it again. It's pretty good.
Yeah, and it was only 11 minutes.
Yeah, it should have been.
Super Chat Party!
Mr. James Mesner.
Yeah.
Absolutely despise the fact that people take wrestling so seriously. What's wrong with comedy and wrestling? Wrestling is supposed to be fun, not serious.
Thank you, James Mesner. It's not. Wrestling was supposed to be pretty serious, though, at a time. And even when we had comedy in WWE, it's just sometimes people don't like it. I don't know. I didn't mind it. I liked it. It was a little ridiculous. I'm someone who sometimes likes it and sometimes doesn't. You really can't make anything out of it. All I can say is I wish that was part of the show, but it wasn't the main event. Like, that had been like in the middle of the show. It would have been better if something more serious closed the show. But shout out to Dan Kennedy, I believe. That doesn't even look like Dan Kennedy holding the sign, though.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Did he give the sign to someone else? He really looks like that. Doesn't even look like him. But if that's Dan Kennedy, man, thank you, bro. He got the Joe Cronin for commentary sign
next to the CM Punk cosplay.
That is, it doesn't get any better than that.
Right.
Plus,
right
there's
time for Halloween.
Plus, exactly, and right on the graphic too. Perfect. Just hold up a little bit higher. Now he would have been perfect if there was no graphic up there. Then we would have saw for commentary.
Yeah.
But but we got it on TV. A lot of people messaged it to me, so can't shout out to him enough. I think Alyssa in Chains is the first one to catch it, but a lot of people saw it.
I saw it live. Yeah. And I was stoked as soon as I saw it because I didn't know most of what was going to happen on Dynamite tonight.
There was also a
matches, and I saw it. I was like, oh shit.
There was also a "Don't Die Jake" sign.
Hey, one of a kind.
No, there really wasn't. I wish there was though, but there wasn't one. But how you feeling anyway? We haven't really mentioned that real quick, because you've been through hell And just,
it's been nonstop. Feeling like shit, but I'm still losing weight. I'm down to 224.
Is that good?
No.
Oh, okay.
I realistically, if I cut off all this excess jiggly skin, that's about 40 pounds. So I'd weigh about 180 at this time, 185.
Wait, what's...
If I got rid of all the excess skin, because it weighs about 35, 40 pounds. You figure.
Wow, yeah, because I would think, you wanted to what? What did you want to get to? Like 220, 200, and then that's about it. You need that's it, but you're still
probably
going.
like 250, really.
You weigh that now?
Off. I weigh 224 now, so.
Man, I am getting in shape at the right time because I was 228, and then you got down to 230, and now then I got down to 218. I'm like trying to race to get to I'm never gonna let you be as lighter than me, Jake.
It's going to happen soon enough. Give it a few more days.
I'm at 215 right now.
Yeah, don't blink.
Because I know that I look fatter right now because I shaved my face. But I've actually been losing a ton of weight. So I did shave my face, and I do look fatter.
It does. It makes you that's why I was going to, see how I look clean shaven. But
oh, no. See, that's why Leah hates this, too, because I got a baby face going on right now. Like,
That's right.
I look like a Cabbage Patch Kid or something, or Garbage Pail Kid or whatever. But, I think I need to get down to 200. Once I get down to 200, I'll be able to fit into more outfits. Got a little promotion sales gig, so we'll be getting into that. And I got to fit this shit, man. So, hey, it's been crazy. Let me go to the donos again, see if anybody else is donating, man. Thank you so much, James Mesner. I'm glad you liked it, man. I mean, listen, I liked it, too. I just kind of was like... I don't know. It was a little crazy. People probably wanted to hear the Adam Cole song, but I did love the Ghostbusters parody mock or whatever you want to call it.
Who you gonna call?
I couldn't
that stuff is fun. I'm fine with them doing that. If
it was predictable, right?
Involved, about them.
Why?
Hey,
you went through all that to hide in the Stay Puft Marshmallow. It's just it's so goofy. I like it. I don't mind it. That's the thing, James. I don't mind it. It was retarded, whatever. But I like it. It was very beyond like wrestling type of stuff. Jim Cornette's head is going to explode.
They even called him out tonight. I mean, Cody mentioned him. The old man yelling at clouds.
Yeah,
the old man manager yelling at clouds. I think
he literally wouldn't even say Jim Cornette, which is great. Because after a while, remember, Jim Cornette wouldn't say my name. He'd just be like, "Oh, that cocksucker in his basement."
Yeah, well, they have to beat him in effigy, with Lambert. So every time they attack,
just hire him at that point.
Them.
Just bring the fucking guy into the company at this point.
They should. I mean, I don't think he would agree.
There'd be nothing more fire than that, dude. Hey, Jim, I want to give you fucking $500,000 to
they
just
had
be
their
a
chance
scumbag.
multiple times. They wanted him. Tony Khan wanted him initially as a consultant, and it didn't work out because of the Young Bucks. And then, that's the story, anyways.
Yeah, how come on if you fire the Young Bucks, fire the fucking Young Bucks? That's what he.
And then it's worth Cornette in my eyes. Fire those bastards.
Oh,
and then we go ahead and we get what's his name? Oh, FTR.
They're like owners of the company FTR. Or something.
That's the thing. They're not going anywhere. So.
Man, what happened to fucking 10?
I thought he bladed.
I thought he bladed too.
He
might have bladed deep, too deep.
He got. I know he hit face first into the ring post.
It
looked like he looked like he was. It looked like a blade job done wrong.
Right. That's what I think. Because here's the thing. He hits the steps, sells that his head is hurt. Then Moxley bites his head. Then he throws him into the post head first. And then he goes off camera, and as he's going off camera, he's reaching to his head like this, but he had not been bleeding yet. And then he
wasn't bleeding at all from any of that, and they kept saying it was from the post spot. First they said it was from being bit, but they had a spot planned, obviously, because they wanted to rip his mask open so you could see him bleed. I'm not sure, and I had briefly heard it. I don't know if it's true, but it wasn't supposed to be as much of a squash. But they went ahead and just kind of went home at the end because they immediately applied gauze to his head, and that kind of gives credence to this.
Yeah,
being legit.
I think he stabbed himself way too much, and that's all I think is that he deep bladed, and they or they were ready
because that was open. You saw it split. He had a mini vagina on his forehead. It was his time of the month. It was bad.
Oh.
He needed to put some pressure on that quick. So Moxley literally picked him up upside down. I don't know. The past 4 months, he changed the paradigm shift to this up and over instead of doing like the head plant DDT. But
yeah, he's kind of doing.
It sucks now.
He's almost doing the impaler, but double arm impaler or the.
Yeah, but it's turned into a suplex instead of Basically, yeah, the Zach Gowen blade job. Yeah.
Yeah,
or
you
the
know,
Ric Flair head.
What up, DJ Scandalous? Yeah, I think that you know, I will say another thing too. The commentary did a good job selling it because I wasn't looking at the time, and I heard, I don't know, it was Tony Schiavone or Jim Ross, one of the two of them. Somebody went, "Oh!" Like, and the way they made a noise, I went, "Oh shit! Did someone get really hurt?" And I looked up to look, and I didn't see what was going on. Then I saw him go into the post, and then he came in the ring bleeding, and I went, "Oh fuck! He fucked himself up on the steps or something," because I heard them describe it, into the corner of the steps, and I went, "Oh my god! He fell into the steps on the corner, and it really sliced his fucking head open." And then I went back and watched it and went, "Oh no, he didn't." And then
he missed it by a mile with his head. Like, he wasn't even, but they made it sound like.
They did a great job on commentary of selling that, and I sometimes shit on commentary, so.
The only reason I thought that it was a blade job because of the way the cut was.
It was. It's the way.
Because of the way it was a perfect.
Watch
it
him.
Looked like he just went way too deep and he went over and over.
Watch him after he hits the post. The cameraman stays with the guy, and he goes off camera kind of doing this. He's totally, slicing it open at that point.
Yeah, he's gigging himself, so he just. It looked like, I don't know if it was an intended squash, because Moxley's been beating people on the quicker side, but it seemed like they rushed the ending because
I don't
he
think
just hit him with the lariat.
I don't even think so. I really think that, and maybe I got to watch it again, and you're right, you could be. I just, and if they did, it was only an extra 15 seconds or whatever you want to call it, but maybe you're right, but it definitely wasn't going to be that long anyway.
I don't think it was going to be much longer, no, but I think they cut down like probably another minute.
Let's hear from Dan Kennedy. He's actually there, and I don't know what he was saying to me here, but let's find out. He's the one, I believe, he's the one actually we know that got the sign on TV. As you know, me and Dan met there a couple of years ago at AEW.
Do you want to know how I got that shoe? Do you want to know how I got that shoe? Ruthless aggression.
That's awesome. He got Cody's shoe.
He got shoes. Wait, Cody's shoe?
He got Cody's shoe that he threw in the audience. That's Cody's shoe. That's Cody's sneaker.
Oh, my God. Dan Kennedy has Cody's sneaker.
That's insane.
Dude, you bring a Joe Cronin sign, you catch a sneaker, you meet Matt Hardy and Bryan Danielson outside. I mean, what a night for Dan freaking Kennedy.
Holy shit. I mean, because remember, Cody took off. He said, "I want you to walk in my shoes," and he threw his sneakers into the ring. Or into the audience.
Who got the other one?
He threw both of them, one to one side, one to the other.
Oh. We're going to have to meet up?
That's insane. That's awesome.
Dude, this is wild.
Too Sweet said he's seen Moxley signal to wrap up the match. I thought the ref had said, so it might be. It looked like they cut like a minute off. It wasn't going to be, but... Yeah, that was look at that sign. That was badass to see that on TV.
Yeah.
And
I'm amazing. It's amazing Dan Kennedy could spell. That's what
he's probably so excited to sniff that sneaker.
I can't believe that, man. That's hilarious. That's funny. And he met Bryan Danielson.
Mm-hmm.
I love how Dan never smiles. He takes these pictures.
And he's just got this stoic look on his face. There is Bryan Danielson, the American Dragon. I would be ecstatic, so elated, and he looks like he just found out that he was molested by Dane Cook.
Oh my God, dude! And that's not just that.
Shoes.
Go down to the Matt Hardy one. He's the same way.
Exactly. He's got this stoic, just no emotion at all. It's incredible every time. I want to see what wrestler eventually makes him break.
Yeah.
You know what it's going to be when Britt Baker goes ahead and grabs his penis. Then he's going to go ahead and smile.
It was Jericho, I believe, at AEW the last time 2 years ago or whatever, a year and a half ago, where Jericho said, "I'm a bad guy, you idiot." He was like, "Yo, let's take a picture." And Jericho said to him, "I'm a bad guy, you idiot." It's fucking hilarious. I was there for that, too. I was watching him from the top.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Got Cody's shoe. How about that for Dan Kennedy, man? That's fucking awesome. I'm so happy he caught
that. Has to be. I mean, that looks exactly like it. And how else would, he said he used ruthless aggression. Imagine he beat up some Make-A-Wish kid.
Aggression. Or what? That's what he said. Let's go back to, I'm not trying to, call out his...
No, but I could just picture him beating the shit out of a Make-A-Wish kid for that shoe. That's mine.
You want to know how I got that shoe? Ruthless aggression.
Certainly didn't get it with speech therapy. I'll tell you that.
Now I lost this tooth.
I love you, Dan. Dan, if people don't know, Dan Kennedy is the guy who once was like, "Can I be unmonetized this?" And I'm like, "I don't know, bro. We're pretty brutal here." And he's like, "I can take it.
I don't know if you can handle it."
Yeah, I don't know if I can. I don't know if you can handle it. Yeah, I can take it. I can take anything. Oh yeah, well I raped your mother. Oh.
That
Where
one
is that
always
clip?
gets me just immediately. Oh.
That's Dan Kennedy. People that forget that, I like to remind them because he's so good. I love him. He did by the way, he did an interview with me. It was really good. It was really good, and it was fun. And
yeah,
it was good talk.
It was a good listen.
Oh God, Dan Kennedy, man, I gotta find that clip. I always lose it, and then it's somewhere, and then I always lose it, and it's like I'll never lose this again, and then I lose it.
I titled it the right way this time, and then you lose it again.
Lost it again.
Who has better lips, Kennedy or Drew? Ooh,
Dude.
I don't know. Neither one. I would say Dan all the way.
Yeah, because his look really sloppy.
Yeah, they're not fish lips. They're meaty.
Those are goblin lips.
Yeah, those are DSLs.
And by goblin, I don't mean goblin like hobgoblin. I mean like gobbling, like your cock.
Dane Cook's brother is being molested in prison. Yeah, that's such a terrible story to hear.
What?
Did you know Dane Cook's brother was his like financial advisor? And Dane Cook one day had like a bad feeling. Somebody had said something to him, and he was like, something didn't line up with some like financial thing. He had gotten a phone call or something, and he was like, it doesn't make sense. And he woke up one morning with a bad feeling. He's like, I got to look into my finances. He looked into it, and all of his money was gone. His brother spent millions and millions of dollars. And
Dane Cook's brother?
Yeah.
That's hilarious, but awful.
He stole everything from him, and now he's in prison. And it was like this big horrific thing. But can you like? I was blown away. He was on somebody's podcast talking about like Your Mom's House or somebody. One of those.
Now, I always come across Your Mom's House, and then it's like a completely different show every time. Is that just like when I made Rage Internet Radio, and we were gonna have a bunch of different shows on it? So is Your Mom's Basement really just like a recording location / like franchise almost that has? Oh wait a minute, I got the Dan Kennedy clip. Everybody want it? Here you go. Suck his dick hole.
Before you hang up.
I'm not gonna hang up. Take it easy. Oh my God, classic. Here we go. I love Dan Kennedy, and he caught Cody Rhodes' shoe. But I might if you keep doing it. Oh,
Hey,
suck
Jeff,
his dick.
real quick, before you hang up.
I'm not going to hang up. Take it easy. But I might if you keep doing that. What's up? What's up, Dan? What's up?
The week of October 4th is my birthday. Can I take Tommy's spot on Monetize This for that?
Possibly. Well, think about it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? You got it. You got his spot, bro. Call up on your birthday. I'll fucking put you on if you're gonna be like that the whole show. But you're gonna get fucking ranked on, Dan. You're gonna take
sanctuary to me.
Dan, you're gonna take the fucking you're gonna be in the bitch position. You know what I mean? You're gonna get whipped, Dan.
No.
I mean, Justin Bailey and all your other friends can dish it out. I can dish it right back.
Hell yeah. I like this guy.
All right. Well, guess what? I raped your mother.
Whoa.
He said, wow.
Oh, that was great. I can fucking dish it right back, man.
My mother has MS.
Come on, man.
You fucking goddamn it.
I can give it.
Is that part of...
My mother has MS. Dude, what the fuck?
I love that so much.
If you could have gotten my show back then in front of a talent agent at like Sirius Satellite Radio, we would have we would have really, like, that show was unreal. I want to hear, like, my mother has MS.
I want to give it back.
That had Legion of Skanks.
All right, we'll get
back then.
Oh my God, bro! Guess what? I raped your mother.
Whoa.
Whoa!
He said, wow.
Oh, that was great. I can fucking dish it right back, man.
My mother has MS.
Come on, man.
Checkmate. Yeah, indeed, Pinball. Yeah, he didn't even make it to the show.
He didn't make it. You're right.
Whoa. Your Mom's House. That's the one with Tom Segura. And
his mom's
Christina
MS house.
LP.
My mom's MS house.
Your mom's basement. I'm not sure which one that is, but your mom's house has like a bunch of different shows on it. That's the one with Dr. Drew and Tom.
Like I think
Segura
it's like a group. It's like if I made a channel.
Yeah, there's a bunch of different people
called the
Your Mom's Basement, I think, is
Podcasters.
I think that's the wrestling one, but.
No, it's just like it's just a franchise, sort of weird, like a anybody can podcast network. It's like Compound Media, everybody they have like 900 shows on that show. Technically.
Yeah, Gas Digital, all those things, exactly.
Right. And we talked about Real Talk earlier tonight, and go listen to that if you can bear me stuttering. But yeah, rest in peace, Real Talk. We talked about it earlier. If I go into it again, you'll get me crying again, so we won't do that. But we'll be talking about him all week, and probably I'll monetize this especially because I used to love that shit. And we got other stuff. And yeah, man, this was a solid show.
It's going to be a party. I'm
you got a surprise?
Garguts told me he was going to send me the belt. He
Really?
messaged me the other day. I'm in the hospital all weekend. He messages me. He's like, "Oh, hey, what's going on? I'm going to send you the belt." Okay. And he's like, "Here, I'm going to give you a tracking number and everything." So I'm like, "Fantastic."
Yeah.
No, never get a tracking number, never get anything. Then I hear him all over the place. "Oh, I'm not sending him the belt. He should still be fat." Going on about me constantly. I'm like, that's great. Thanks, Garguts.
So are you telling me that on Friday night, we're going to find out whether Garguts is done here or not?
I think he's a lying bastard because he didn't send a damn thing. So
Friday night.
I still have the
TikTok.
Beautiful out of nowhere title, but monetize this belt remains to be seen.
And not only that, we hear Sith Negan has been making a belt in the Elf Factory.
He's been cobbling and assembling, so I hear.
Okay. Well,
whittling away,
cobbling.
spending much time.
That movie was horrible with Adam Sandler, the cobbler or whatever.
Oh, so bad.
Remember that?
I'm not surprised Justin Bailey hated Halloween. I went back, I rewatched it, and I liked it less the second time, but I loved the way they did Michael Myers so much. I really wish you would watch it.
They do him in the movie?
Oh, they just bend him over and he takes it.
See, that's what I want to see. I want to
everybody.
Yeah, I want to see him done.
Super chat party.
Too Sweet says we'll send an illegal after him. He isn't illegal.
Oh yeah.
Alex Oli.
R.I.P. Real Talk. Streets of Chicago are a mess. Glock.
Thank you, Alex Oli. He did move to New Orleans, though. He wasn't in Chicago, and it wasn't any kind of violence related. So it was very, if anything, people are talking about vaccine stuff and everything. I don't know about that, but we don't know anything, so I don't know. But we'll see.
Gargi only drinks his drinks warm. He hates ice. I'll tell you that much. Because Mr. X just said, "Fuck it, I'm calling in an anonymous tip." So. Gargi, you better be careful.
Gargi's going to drink the bottom of a river.
Subscriber, yeah. Oh, yeah. Freak out.
Oh, shit.
Let me tell you, Thomas Buchanan. Thomas Buchanan. I'm going to snap into your mother's Slim Jim. Oh, yeah, dog, yeah. I'm up in heaven right now, banging Miss Elizabeth.
Wouldn't that be great? He's up there just tooling
Tommy Buchanan signing in, Macho Man. Gotta love it.
Speaking of pathetic, I'll tell you about it later. I'll tell you about it. I'll monetize this.
Ooh, that'll be good. I'll be there Friday. I want to defend the belt. It's been 2 months essentially, so we're gonna have to figure out something special Friday.
Right.
I'm very upset. I've had so many people challenge the title, or for the title, I should say. People just, what am I supposed to do? How can I put what I don't have on the line?
Right.
We're gonna have to figure something out Friday. So I have a few ideas in mind. I mean, it essentially is a Halloween episode.
Looks like my little lass needs a shave.
Big Halloween show Friday night.
The Elite were better Ghostbusters than sluts from Reboot.
Yeah.
The horse should have been Duncachino. I have babyface to Joe, but it's all good when you lick box like we do. Bobby Fish, son of Ron Bass. Island Boys singing anthem at Mania. Jake is...
I'm an island boy. Jake is dashing Pico. It's interesting.
All right.
One of the Island Boys hit me up the other day.
Buy ROH, get free T-shirt. Yeah, because they don't have any talent left.
Well, I think they realize they need to reset. I think they
let everybody out of their contracts.
Oh, yeah.
Every single person.
Complete
so I wonder
reset.
what's going to happen. Dan
Joe
Housen's excited.
Cronin for commentary, Ring of Honor. Let's go, Sinclair. Sorry.
Yeah, ROH 2.0 to combat NXT 2.0.
I'll get canceled in like 30 seconds.
I give it 40 seconds.
Like they announced the announce team.
It'll be faster.
I'll be
than
Dan,
how
though.
quick Shane Gillis got canceled.
Well, yeah, I mean, what do you like, again, like, that's a character, right? That's, none of that is me. So it doesn't, I'm Dan. Now, this is really me. I'm really the announcer guy. They just, but whatever, good luck to them. I mean, hopefully it's better. Everyone's joking, tweeting, like, pictures of the rainbow colors, like NXT and AEW. Like, they're doing it too.
That's funny.
I forget who did it. I think I retweeted it. It was fucking hilarious, though. I was like, that is funny as shit. I can't believe Dan Kennedy caught Cody's fucking shoe tonight.
That's nuts that he got that.
I mean, he's in the front row, so I guess it's not that nuts, but it's just like,
well, it didn't look like it went to the front. It looked like it went more in the middle. So did he go and
I hope it hit someone. It hit someone in the head, then bounced to him. That'd be the best ever. Yeah, this guy. I got your solution right here. I'll take my payment in cash. Thank you. The new Ring of Honor, everybody.
Patty, great one. I love it.
I like how he used the in-stock photo.
Yeah, there you go. That's what they would use.
A stock photo. Yeah, they're going to have to when they have no money. You ever heard of a guy named Sinclair lose that much money? Sorry.
Yeah, we were, we'll talk more, I'm sure, and out of nowhere and whatnot about Jimmy Rave, but what a terrible
awful,
thing.
Yeah, that's, fuck me, dude. That sucks. He's got one limb left. I mean, what the fuck? Oh, a dick. Two if you count penis.
Yeah, well, he's definitely counting now because he needs every limb he can get.
I'm trying to figure out, like, because he sort of said,
fingers because
he said,
no
like,
toes.
This is something I've been dealing with forever, and I'm trying to think, like, well, is this because, is like the fucking MRSA not ever going away for him, and it's still in his body, and that's why
I don't think MRSA ever goes away.
It doesn't, but it does. Like, you can,
like, it calms to a point, but where you can live with it. But I believe it can always fester again, like come back in a serious way. And sometimes treatment, finds an issue where it's not.
Leah had MRSA.
Yeah, so she'll be susceptible to it her whole life.
But so once they test you for it again, then they say that you won't, like, it's gone. Like, until they test you for it to make sure it's gone, they don't say you don't have it. So it's hard to get to. So they confirmed eventually that she does not have it anymore. I'm like, because I'm sleeping next to this girl. I'm rubbing up all over her. It's right on the side of her, like, hip area.
It can go away, and infections can keep coming back again and again. But MRSA goes away after treatment and comes back several times. But people can definitely, have treatments and no longer have it as well. So
they say because it was external that it is gone, because it was on the outside of her skin on her side.
Yeah, but so that would do it, because it could be spread to people through skin-to-skin contact.
Right.
So.
Like, when I first met her, like, she like had to tell me about it, and then she was like, okay, it's gone now. And then when we had Gavin, our first kid, the nurses and everybody had to wear, like, full protective gear because she had not clarified that it was gone yet, even though that they had, but I guess they hadn't or something. So then she had to go through this rigorous testing, and they said, yeah, you don't have it anymore at all. But I don't know, whatever. It's very weird, and I'm assuming, though, that's what he's dealing with, where it never. It's not. He's not just that unlucky that he gets it again in the hospital, right? I'm assuming that he caught it. That it's
well, usually when you're in the hospitals, when you catch the infection, sadly, like, you need to be there for treatment, but because you're there, you're around so much, is usually when people get more infections.
Yeah, that's just
happened to me when I had the staff. It happens often. It's a very common issue in hospitals.
Oh God, it's the worst. They can't figure out what. Almost nothing works on it.
Yeah, because it ends up being resistant to antibiotics most times.
That's just awful, man. He's got his right hand left. I hope he was righty.
I hope so.
Please tell me that.
I can't use my left. I don't know what I would do,
Yeah, I would be. I don't know, man. Jimmy Rave, man. I hope there's something I don't know. I just hope it's something he can do. I feel bad for him.
I'd have to find like a vacuum attachment or something,
Yeah. Right-handed, though, you can still wipe.
Right-handed, I'd be all right, yeah.
You can jack, you can wipe.
Couldn't jack it, couldn't wipe, couldn't function.
You can crawl on the floor with one hand. You know,
I mean, I did 3 push-ups today. Does that count?
You know, and by now, by the way, can we please invent a wheelchair where you can just sit in it and it like rolls like a ball, like you're like like a evil professor bad guy, where you use the push the stick and you roll around in the thing, and on it has built-in like legs that go up and down like spider legs, like, you know what I mean?
They have one that has treads instead of wheels, so you can go upstairs and whatnot. I don't know if that helps, but the one that has treads can also, it stands you up, so it holds you around your waist.
Fucking awesome.
So you can stand up with people. So if you want to stand and talk to people, it looks like you're standing. I mean, it's kind of creepy looking in a way, but it is interesting because it makes you stand at your normal height. So this way you can attend things and you know, it's like, hey, jokingly, but they're like, I can give a standing ovation now. I can participate. So it is interesting to have that ability to stand up, you know, something a lot of people take for granted, but hey.
Do you think that it's that possibly Alec Baldwin, this is completely out of left field. Do you think Alec Baldwin is going to be able to ever hold a gun again on a movie set?
I don't think he's going to be on a movie set, at least not for a very long time.
Really? I think he goes back to filming this in the next couple of weeks.
I heard they were canning this from one of the more recent news because of all the insurance issues.
Wouldn't be surprised, but you're right, because they're under the microscope now. They did a bunch of shit wrong.
Yeah, it wasn't just obviously the deaths. What happened is people, because people hear live round, a blank is a live round. That wadding that's in there is still able to shoot a projectile. But
there was a real bullet in there.
It wasn't a real bullet.
No, they said it was loaded, and they forgot to unload it.
They said it was a live round. What happened was, from what I read earlier, I could be mistaken. This is what I read from, I forget what news, I'll double check it before, but they used the gun with live, real ammunition in between shoots on the set, filming on the set. Shouldn't say shoots, filming on the set. And while in between filming, they were doing like target practice and shooting actual like breakaway glass and things like that, having fun. There was a piece of a bullet left inside, or a piece of metal or some type of residual thing left inside. So when the blank was inserted, when he fired the blank, the projectile went through, and killed the cinematographer and went into the other individual.
Yeah, see, I guess I got a multiple. That's what I thought at first too, and then like I thought I got something else.
So basically, it acted like a catapult, or it was the blank itself just acted like a firecracker, like the wadding behind the bullet.
Yeah, I thought it was a projectile piece that was in there too that just got shot off. But then I thought the other day that I read that, like you said, they were shooting.
Because they keep calling it a live round, but that's what a blank is. It's still a live round, because I now people are putting up videos where like they hold up a blank to an apple, and that's how a guy killed himself. Oh, I forget what it was. It was a show. It was like almost done filming, and the guy was on set. He was bored of filming and whatnot, and he was bragging to people. He thought it was like a prop gun entirely, not knowing that the blanks could hurt you. And he mockingly started to play Russian roulette, and he put the gun to his temple and shot it. And what happened was the force from it, nothing actually pierced his skin, but the force broke pieces of skull, and that lodged into his brain.
Oh, my God.
So the concussive blast from the air coming out was enough to break and go through. So it killed him.
Yeah, let's give the Hollywood actors who are scared of weapons a weapon. It's like, that's dumb.
Yeah, and now the same thing happened with the Crow.
Yeah, that wasn't blanks though, right? That was actually, they were loaded with real bullets on the Crow.
See, I thought it was another like blank issue where it was improper blanks, and
it might have been. It's hard to say now. I mean, like, because these are all conflicting things here. I feel like I don't know what the fucking, now I don't even know what's real anymore, Jake. I have no idea. But either way, one thing that I heard, though, was that he wasn't supposed to fire it anyway. Like, you're not supposed to really pull the trigger. But Why are they putting blanks in it then?
Yeah, see, that's not you do pull the trigger on set. See, the co-star killed Brandon Lee. It was a real bullet. It was supposed to be. You're right about that.
Empty guns. Yeah, they were supposed to be.
Yeah, but it was supposed to be a blank, and it wasn't. That was a real bullet. They messed up the ammunition on set. Yeah, 1,000 Ways to Die. Exactly, Lorenzo. That's exactly what it sounds like. But they're bringing up the Crow, obviously. And isn't it weird that Brandon Lee tweets regularly? Even though he's dead, I know it's his family tweeting for him, but the official Brandon Lee Twitter page, and Shannon Lee is tweeting on behalf of her brother's legacy. But it's just very weird to see him, per se, him in air quotes, quote, comment on things and tweet at things and like, oh,
yeah, that's weird.
I'm Brandon, and here, how about this? And my heart goes out to, the incident of the people on Rust. No one should ever be killed by a gun on a film set. And him saying that is very eerie. I get the idea behind it, but
yeah, because it's not him, but he has a Twitter account.
Yeah, very very creepy.
That is strange. I mean, why not just? I don't know. I guess everybody's different. Maybe they're just doing the right thing, honoring him. Then there's some people.
And the guy I was talking about, his name was John Eric Hexum, and the TV show was on CBS. It was called Cover Up. It was 1984. He was 26, and he played Russian roulette with a .44 Magnum revolver. He fired a blank cartridge that killed him into his temple.
Jesus.
So that was that. Brandon Lee actually got killed by a improper load on set. That's a terrible way to phrase that. He got shot with an improper load.
You got shot with the improper load.
All over his face. It dripped everywhere.
How about CM Punk's white beard? I'm liking it. Looks like a crazed old crackhead. I like it.
I do like the touch of gray. It's got a good look for him because he is older, so he should have a bit of that older man.
Why did non-alcoholic people or vegan people look fucking mangled? Like shouldn't because
not enough protein. That's what it is.
You really because
vegans aren't getting
alcoholics look messed up too, right? Like alcoholics look
too
like
much
shit.
sugar, I guess, so it makes them have issues as well from too much sugar in the alcohol.
But Punk and Brian,
ages you.
Punk and Brian look like fucking old skeleton men. Like they look like if you put them in homeless jackets and put them outside, you would think they were. It's very strange, like how they look. I mean, like I said, alcoholics can look pretty fucked up too, and cigarette smokers and stuff like that. Punk looks like he smokes packs a day and does meth.
No cigarettes, just pull.
God, they just look very bizarre. Like their eyes look all kind of fucking glassy and yellowy too. Like sometimes I don't know what it is, man. I don't know. I'm not trying to say anything here. It
is interesting, and you know what they should have done.
He looks good. He looks. I mean, I look like a fat sack of shit.
He looks great. I like the touch of gray. It really.
No,
makes
I like him
look,
too. But it's just there is a part.
It makes
of
him
you.
look more manly. I don't know a better way to say it. He just has more of that grizzled look to him, and it's a good angle for him to take.
Yeah,
he's older now, so he should go with it.
I'll tell you what's funny about it is just because he just feels young still, very young still, even though, and the beard makes him look it almost looks like the beard's too old for him. So it's a weird look, but I dig it too. It's kind of like how Macho Man had that going. Macho Man was 28, and the guy looked like he was a 50-year-old balding. Macho Man had my bald spot. And his hair was just stringing down from the sides. He wore the bandana to cover it up a bit, and the glasses, and really. But Macho Man kind of looked like that too. He looked like an older person, despite being young, but didn't look unhealthy. And Macho Man had those eyes too, where the eyes were fucking all yellowy and beaded up and fucked up. I don't know. Whatever. I don't know. I don't know what I mean. Like I said, I look like a fat baby. So I'm not trying to say if I was judging me, I'd be like, doesn't Joe sometimes look like he shaved his face? Joe now looks like a fat baby. I would agree with you. I'd be like, yes, it is very. I think I do look kind of strange. I'm 37. I look kind of like a fat baby. I agree. I'd rather. I mean, I wish I was Punk because he's probably in better heart shape. His heart's in better shape than me. But anyway.
Wow, the Astros win as well, Joe.
Oh, was it 1-1 now?
I believe so, right?
They lost to the Braves the other night, right?
Pretty sure.
They're fucking cheating too, by the way. They're fucking touching their hair, touching their face, touching their ass, touching their fucking gloves. Dude, go look at the Astros starters at the beginning of the Red Sox series, then look at them in the next start. Then look at the Astros starters now. I mean, it's just very fucking super sus on those guys. And I'm not saying that's why the Sox lost, because for all I know, the Red Sox are cheating too with that shit. But they are fucking going to substances on their hair, their head. The fucking rotation on the balls, completely different on some of the pitchers after game one. Just, dude, there's slimy shit going on. There is some weird shit going on in baseball right now. You know, remember when it was Sammy Sosa McGuire and they rigged all that shit with the steroids and the juiced bats? And now it's the pitchers cheating. It doesn't make any, it's like backwards. I don't get it.
Speaking of interesting, you see Conor McGregor, he went ahead and made up with the man that he hit in the bar.
Oh, the old guy?
Yeah, they went and met, and he gave him a bunch of whiskey, and they made up and buried the hatchet. You know,
he better fucking suck his. He better have done that. I mean, he should have done that a long time ago.
We should send the cast of Rust and Alec Baldwin, his family as well, the Tommy NC gun safety video. So if they do go back on set, then they know what to do for future regards.
Tommy's too busy not making videos, but then telling you to pay him money for things.
Well, of course, nothing's changed. And I'm seeing the results from, I'm not going to spoil anything, but from Rampage here. We have 3 matches. We got the Bryan and Eddie match. We've got Dante Martin and Matt Sydal. And then we've got Britt Baker and Abaddon. And if Abaddon wins, then she gets a title match. And that's the no DQ Halloween match. From what I'm hearing, people are saying, besides Bryan's match with Eddie, everything else is just not really watchable. It was not good. So, especially the women's match here, they said this was very disappointing. Wow. Surprising that Britt Baker had a bad match, but apparently this was quite a bad outing. The direct quote is less than stellar.
In what match?
So, in Britt Baker versus Abaddon.
Oh, well, I mean, so Britt Baker is somebody who's...
Usually she doesn't disappoint. She usually makes whoever she's working with look good, and Abaddon hasn't been that bad, especially in a no DQ Halloween match.
Listen,
that's right up Abaddon's mouth bleeding alley.
Britt Baker is 50-50. If she's in there with someone who's good, she's usually better. If she's in there with someone who sucks, she's usually not that great. It's not good. And Abaddon that's going to be terrible. I could, you know, I mean, you could have told me that. I would have told you.
I thought because it was no DQ, they would be able to like cheat their way through. And then Dante Martin and Matt Sydal was I'm not,
because Abaddon can't move. Britt Baker's not the fastest thing in the earth either, and Abaddon can't move worth the shit. I feel like.
Yeah, she's usually rather slow.
Abaddon
but I thought the no DQ stipulation would play to their strengths because all right, you hit somebody, then they got to sell for a little bit, then you hit somebody, they got to sell for a little bit. So I thought that would work. Britt shined in a no DQ match with Thunder Rosa, obviously, but I thought maybe she'd get something out of it.
Super chat party.
What's up, Evan? Thank you, brother.
Jake, what you described before is how Brandon Lee died. Gun had a bullet fragment lodged in the barrel weeks before, then blank was loaded behind it.
Okay, so I wasn't crazy. It wasn't an actual bullet. It was a piece, and then they used that as. So that's what happened again. So that's why Brandon Lee and his Twitter account is tweeting the people of Rust.
Why haven't they made guns that look realistic? That when you push the button, there's a speaker in it, and it goes like, and it makes a big noise. Why is there any need?
Well, there's not even a need for them to have any noise because the noises are usually not even used. The bang effect is often done over in post.
Too. Yeah, the flashbang they can fix.
The muzzle flash it's usually just for the actor's effect because most times they clean up the muzzle flash with CGI also.
Or you can make a gun that creates a spark when you push it, and you don't never need a real gun. Why do they?
It doesn't have to fire. I know. I don't understand. What I mean, I guess they don't want the actors going like pew pew pew, and it's easier to have the real sensation of recoil. But why not have something that doesn't actually fire? Like when we were kids, cap guns.
Yeah.
Why can't you have a cap gun that works the same, where it doesn't actually fire? It's just a cap that goes off, but it gives you, you can have them shoot a real gun in a range beforehand, so they know how to look like you're firing it. I mean, that's what they had Keanu Reeves and others do. and then they added most of the muzzle flashes in digitally.
And by the way,
John Wick,
I really quickly also want to say something that where, you know, because now they're like, oh, you really got to get rid of the guns and these other things. But, you know, more people die from stunts all the time too. Like hundreds of stunt actors and other people have been injured and died not from guns. This is only like the second time there's probably been 5 to 10 incidents of injury of gun, whatever. But there's been a lot of injury of stunts with cars and jumping and doing all things like that. And no one ever flips out about that. Like, oh, the stunt guy died or they had a family, you know, but this is a big thing because the actor did it. Like somebody the other day said, why are they making such a big deal out of it? I'm like, well, because it's the actor did it, you know, because like if the actor, somebody compared something to something else. And I said, well, that's not comparable because the person that did it was a non-famous person. So it wasn't like a sensational enough thing. This is Alec Baldwin. So, and somebody died and the other guy got hurt.
This is not a remake of the Trenchcoat Mafia by any means. This is somebody that, you know, they're making him sound like he had some malicious intent. And then all the conspiracies that come out. Oh, she said something bad about his last film. And you can tell it's an accident. You know how much therapy he's probably going to need just to handle it? Like, I certainly want to be able to handle killing someone accidentally and especially in such a gruesome way.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know anything. I believe it's an accident, but I don't know. You know, I don't.
It certainly seems accidental. I mean, it seems negligent from the prop.
They're all dumb though. They all
side
did
of things.
Everybody did something wrong. It's always what it is. Everyone fucked up.
You shouldn't ever aim a weapon, no matter what. I mean, but that's the point of the set. So that's why the cinematographer is getting shot because they're filming a scene where he's aiming down sights and he's aiming at the camera, and that's why they were killed. Somebody said that it went through the camera, which made it worse, which created more like fragments to go through the female.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if that's true. I only heard that, you know, but there's not much detail yet as to exactly what occurred, but
he probably
still sounds like an accident.
He probably didn't care to look at anything. He's an actor thinking, I got a fucking toy, like, and that's what he's thinking.
Apparently she didn't even know she was shot. She went down saying, my stomach hurts. Why does my stomach hurt?
Oh.
And then the guy behind him shoulder hurt, and then they realized she was shot and because no one it's not like somebody ran on set with a gun, you know, you're not expecting to be shot from a gun with blank, you know, like it just, so she was like, why does my stomach hurt? And
yeah,
so random, but
someone's in trouble. People are in trouble of whatever it is. They're going to go down the list. And, but anyway, AEW tonight, man, I don't know, 7.5 out of 10.
Yeah. I feel like that's a really fair rating because it was entertaining and they progressed a lot. I mean, they moved the Sammy Guevara stuff forward, like we said earlier, and he had a good match with Ethan Page. We didn't talk much about that, but really, I mean, you got a good title defense. They said it was the TNT party. I thought that was funny. Scorpio Sky running down afterwards for the attack, predictable, but you get Jericho running out, the pyro, the fans got to sing Judas. It's a fun moment for the fans, and you know, obviously they're building up to the big match of the, you know, that's going to happen at the pay-per-view. You know, we had Jericho quoting Aerosmith. All right, it was fun. It was good, but there's going to be a Minneapolis street fight next week, I guess, and that will decide which members of American Top Team will join them. So, well, we'll see what happens next week.
That'll be fun. Waves and Curls got to debut before the match. I just thought that was cool. I didn't see it in the pre-match stuff. So they were fired up about that. They're a fairly new tag team here in Massachusetts. And I loved calling one of their recent matches in New England All-Star Wrestling. They were just fire. And they got to have the dark match. And so that was really cool to see that. Big shout out to them. That's
awesome. Congrats to them. Next week, we're getting Cody Rhodes against Andrade El Idolo. And then I'm sure the week after that, we'll have Cody and Pac taking on Andrade and Black, or that'll be at the pay-per-view. Either way.
Okay.
Then we have Anna Jay and Jamie Hayter for the TBS title tournament. Orange Cassidy is going up against Moxley. He's going to get killed, more than likely, for the AEW semifinals. And that's all we have announced so far. So, you know, it'll be interesting. But We also have that street fight from Jericho. So we'll see what happens.
Hopefully that'll be good. Jericho's been pretty good in almost most of his street fight things, to be honest.
Yeah, it's been pretty good. So, and then, obviously Danhausen's making teases for next week as well. So we'll see what happens there now that Ring of Honor has basically gotten rid of everybody.
Chris Evans is now Buzz Lightyear over Tim Allen. What do you think about that?
I don't know what
Tim Allen's a Republican. You got to get rid of him.
I guess that's what they're going for nowadays. Everybody's replaceable. So
maybe, or because Evans got to cost a lot of money.
I'm sure he's not a. Well,
not
I wonder if he's already owned by Disney because of the Marvel stuff.
Yeah, probably. It's a spinoff though. The Toy Story spinoff, so it's not unheard of that. I mean, even
that they use somebody different.
Yeah. But I guess I don't know. So the spin is it because of that, or is it because they don't like Tim Allen because Tim Allen's like a Republican, he's canceled everywhere? I don't know. Could be. I'm not Buzz Lightyear anymore. Tom Hanks won't now. If Tom Hanks is Woody, are they going to recast Tom Hanks?
I'm sure they will.
Tom Hanks is. Well, so if they do that, then it's just that's okay because otherwise, because Tom Hanks is a Democrat, so I don't know. You tell him we don't know. I don't know. Who knows anymore? It's fucking stupid. But maybe Tim Allen was busy. We don't know.
We don't know, but I'm sure there was some ulterior motive.
Someone asked me, and I brought all I can say is I don't know the answer. He's very upset, thinking it's a whole thing. Now, it might be, no doubt, but I don't know that. That's not confirmed, nor is Tim Allen, Tim Allen hasn't, messaged out, like, they fucking booted me, something like that. They haven't done that.
Yeah. So we'll have to find out, though. I'll look into it tomorrow. Hopefully we'll be doing something, or out of nowhere, we'll see what happens. We'll let the fans know. But, something we'll be talking about over the next few days, obviously, is Fox not happy that they lost Becky Lynch for Charlotte Flair. Charlotte instantly becoming the ugly duckling, it seems, backstage. No one's happy with her. They sent her home the other night on SmackDown due to her unprofessional behavior.
Looks like my little lass needs a shaving.
Oh, my God.
Rip Real Talk. You left an impact in this community and many listeners. Wrap your heart out to the big man upstairs the way you always did best. We will miss you, man.
Thank you, Goon. What's up, Goon? Yeah,
straight.
Almost. Yep. Don't do it to me again. We don't want Joe crying again. But thank you, Goon, man, for the $3. And rest in peace, Real Talk.
Loss.
The Metaphor Messiah. It's so I can't even we had problems when celebrities go and we sit here and we go, and we get upset. This is another level of something, man. This is a guy that called the show back in 2013. Like I said, for years, and every year, I can't go a week or a month without seeing something he wrote or said, or I say something to him or he says something to me once in a while. Maybe we go a couple months without talking, whatever. And I'm always keeping track of when he releases something and go and listen to it. And so, and me and him have had we would have little fights back in the day here or there a couple times. But it's just another level when it's somebody. Yeah, it's just another level, man. This is awful, and I can't even believe what's going on. I can't believe we had to say that. It's just fucking crazy. And yeah, that's all. I can't even talk about it, or I'll just be a nightmare. So, but we will play some more Real Talk. I remember his song, Excuse My Confidence, when we played that on the show. He used to come on and say, "Hey, you'll play my song, right?" And I'm like,
that was like everybody's intro for a while.
Yeah, people use it.
Outro.
It's still I'm still pinned to the top of his video, actually, with my comment on that one. And because it reminded me, I wrote something about it, like, man, this always reminds me of the show when we used to play it. So I just can't believe it, man. We'll talk about it probably more on Monetize This, but yeah, this is rough, bro. Real Talk was so talented, and he was just about to release music on the 5th. I was saying to him just a couple.
Said he just reached out to me and said, "Oh, I got a new album. Things are good. Hope you're doing well." And I was like, "Christ, here we go."
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy that we were just talking, and that he was like, "Oh, it's coming out, pumped up," and I was like, "Cool, here we go." And I was ready to see. I was waiting to see what it was going to be. Everything was going to happen. So yeah, man. And there's a lot of other people in the community that were way closer to him, that became way closer to him than me. And when when my former co-host, Tommy left, he was really close with him, very close, did his theme songs and all these other things. He sort of drifted more over there. And so I'm sure it affects them a lot more. Me and him were very casual with our friendship going forward, but those guys were very close with quite a few people. And so I feel bad for everybody tonight. It's just awful. I said what I said at the beginning, and it was probably incoherent because I just am in shock, like full-blown shock. But that's it, man. We'll roll out of here, play a little real talk, and that's about it. Jake, I'll talk to you tomorrow, man, for Out of Nowhere if you're here, if you're good.
Yeah, Metaphor Messiah, rest in peace, baby.
And
stay sexy forever.
Stay sexy, you dirty, sexy man. Crazy. And that's it, man. We're out. Thanks for listening. Hope you hit the like button. Stick the thumb up my ass. Thanks, Goon, for bringing it home, I guess, at the end there with the real talk. And I will see you guys at some point tomorrow. I did put Meant to Offend up on Patreon if you guys missed it. And a full episode of Meant to Offend podcast is up on Patreon now. And that's it, man. We got it out there. We got it. Let's go back to the song that we first played a long time ago when he used to call the show. Real talk, the Metaphor Messiah, rest in peace. Man, so talented. And he's very honest. You always knew that he would be honest with you. If you asked him a question or whatever you wanted to know, man, he would tell you his 100% honest opinion. He could be friends with everybody. This guy could be friends with everybody and anybody. And what an artist, bro. This guy was a goddamn artist that could have been heard by so many more people and should have been, with so many different, genius ideas and things that he was working on. And he's a big wrestling fan. And that's how he found, we all came in contact with him, man. Those first WrestleMania, SummerSlam streams, where luckily enough he found us. So that's it, man. I give 7.5 for AEW tonight. Good shit. Thanks to all my friends in Boston who hit me up, who were there. Sorry I wasn't there, and that I've been so busy. And that's it, man. Rest in peace, real talk, the Metaphor Messiah, bro.
But ain't nobody stopping me. That's how I go when you pay for them shows and you study that pimp biology. Love for the field, now it's Vegas nights. Smoking that kush, that's a satellite. Treat myself like no one better. Treat my dreams like now or never. I put that work in, outshining niggas on purpose. Ain't a hater touching my surface. Mean Joe Green, still curtain. Folks from the shop, but I'm KY made. Bless this mic, smoke weed all day. Bow to the illest, show love to the minutes. Keep a bag full of chips, no Frito-Lays. Let me turn my Mac on, group of bad hoes. I attack one, you get one time my anthem. You are not prepared for this action. Cop the whip and that bitch all mine. Keep it 1 plus 99. Rolling dirty, no alibi. Bar sharp like a porcupine. This from the realest, most independent you ever seen. And I ain't stopping till Europe is in my energy. And I'ma push it to my grave, boy. I'm counting paper. And if you want it, come and get it. Any takers? Excuse my confidence, but ain't nobody flies me. Spitting that dope, then we all go smoke, cause ain't nobody eyes me. Got a bad bitch, she gon' blow that loud. If they wanna talk shit, it still go down. Set for the night when I bless that mic, cause everything changed, cause they know me now. Excuse my confidence, but ain't nobody flies me. Spitting that dope, then we all gon' smoke, cause ain't nobody eyes me. Got a bad bitch, she gon' blow that loud. If they wanna talk shit, it still go down. Set for the night when I bless that mic, cause everything changed, cause they know me now.
You already know me, Joey's going to the highest height. Never been afraid to speak my mind and get up on the mic and rock it right. Speeding with the pen, I rock it right. Out this world, I'm out of sight. Let's pour up a drink, I'm high on life. I can rhyme all night when the sun goes down and the girls get pretty. shades come on, cause I'm blowing on the goodie, the back so low with my head so low. KY made is that logo that I'm wearing on my chest. Got girls tatted and fam too. Rip it with no beat, my G is nothing that I can't do. Mic check, 1, 2, 3, 4. Go and look for Joey Lush in every digital store. That's real talk, I'm still off that same shit. Killing every beat I'm on, that's how I got my name big. Excuse my confidence, but ain't nobody hide as this. It's obvious, I'm ominous, no reason for the politics. I'm honest with my lyrics, so I'm feeling like the future. That's my legacy, I'm blessed to be this heavenly up.
Excuse my confidence, but ain't nobody flies me. Spitting that dope, then we all go smoke, cause ain't nobody eyes me. Got a bad bitch, she gon' blow that loud. If they wanna talk shit, it still go down. Set for the night when I bless that mic, cause everything changed, cause they know me now. Excuse my confidence, but ain't nobody flies me. Spitting that dope, then we all go smoke, cause ain't nobody hides me. Got a bad bitch, she gon' blow that loud. If they wanna talk shit, it still go down. Set for the night when I bless that mic, cause everything changed, cause they know me now. I put that on my soul. I hate liars and losers, you already know. I had beef with Joe Cronin, we let that shit go. But I hate giving in from the depths of my soul. They can't fathom my pain, I got nothing to lose, boy, I feel just like that. They tell lie after lie and it's all for the fame. So I'm no longer playing, that's 2 to the brain. Deep out, cool down the block, talking about pimping and shit. I can't deal with no dudes always dipping from shit. You got stuck in the hood, I know life is a bitch, but you made bad decisions, so deal with the shit. Fakeity fake, was he ever my bro? Then I snagged me a white bitch like Iceman Defoe. Seen bitches get nasty, kept that on the low. That's why half of them love me, my ex won't let go. I spend my money, I purchased that beat. You spent your money on dumb shit and freaks. I'ma stand tall, bet I land on my feet. Sick of this drama, this life shit so deep. I put that on my soul. I hate liars and losers, you already know. I had beef with Joe Cronin, we let that shit go. But I hate giving in from the depths of my soul. I put that on my soul. I hate liars and losers, you already know. I had beef with Joe Cronin, we let that shit go. But I hate giving in from the depths of my soul.